Ringo Starr, 1978.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, it's been claimed that that was my freshly shorn anus in that porno movie, and that it was being plunged, you know, by a very large pecker, of course. All the press came out, you know, in and out, in and out. Well, you know how intercourse goes. You know, well, apparently it's the same thing for gay intercourse, homosexual, you know, alternative lifestyles, whatever you want to call it, in and out, in and out. The penis is, you know, enters the anus and it exorcises. I don't even know how to talk anymore. No, can you cut that out in post? No, it enters and exits. It enters and exits. It enters, you know, that the penis goes in, it comes out. It goes in, of course, not always. Sometimes the penis goes in and only comes out halfway. Because I've seen the film, you know. I wanted to make sure it wasn't my anus, because I had done a lot of strange things when I was with the Beatles, and I was perhaps unsure that maybe I had taken some LSD, and maybe I had made a gay porno film, which if I had, I would own up to it, because I'm Richard Starkey of Liverpool. You know, I'll even give you all me personal information if you need it, but the point is that I'm an honest person, and if I had been involved in a gay porn in 1969, I would have, you know, in and out and in and... Well, yeah, of course, you ask Paul, you know, and he'll claim it was my freshly shorn anus that I had shaved off all of me anal hairs, and I had participated in a pornography stunt. And I always tell Paul, when he tells me this, I say, well, Paul, if that was my asshole, then that was your cock going in and out of it, and in and out of it, and in and out of it, and in and out of it, because you have always... Yeah, but could you get that in post, too? I can't talk. I've had like a bottle of Jim Beam already. I can't even speak. I don't even know why do you come up to me on the street and ask me these dumb questions? Anyway, so I said, yeah, Paul, you have fucked me out of $100 million. Easily he's fucked me out of $100 million. So if that's my ass, then that's your cock.
Paul McCartney, 1981.
Oh, well, you know, in all fairness, I've seen the film, and, you know, it's not that I made it a point to look at Ringo's asshole, but I thought it was at first, but I'm starting to think maybe it wasn't, because Ringo's not gay. You know, he's not a gay man. He loves the women. Everyone knows Ringo's the ladies' man. He loves women. You know, but Ringo's gotten, you know, very angry at my teasing, you know, because I've teased him about it quite a bit, and then he's gotten very vitriolic in referring to me as says I fucked him out of money and all this stuff, you know. And I said, John Lennon, 1977.
Oh, well, of course, there's the story of the porno movie. They say it's Ringo's ass. Let me put it to you clearly, it's not Ringo. Ringo never made any pornography. That's not what he's about. He's a good Christian boy. I know Ringo well. He doesn't put his asshole up in the air and let various men come and plunder it for its jewels and its treasures. That's not what Ringo's about. You've got to be out of your fucking mind if you think Ringo's a porno star. I mean, that's just a stupid question, and it's typical of the FBI manipulation with the CIA and all of it. George Harrison, 1991.
And, you know, I'd heard this story about a certain film that Ringo had supposedly made, and I said, here we go again. Because, you know, it had also been said about me. You know, there was apparently a film made in India with a guy who looked just like me, and I will not deny that he looks just like me. And they had done all sorts of awful things to him. They pissed in his mouth, they shit in his hair, you know, and he used the shit as sort of a pomade to put his hair in like a sort of a little Richard Pompadour, whatever. And I said, well, that, you know, it does look like me, but it's obviously not me, because I've never done that. And they wanted money from me, and they wanted me to sign the licensing, and they said that I had been in the influence of certain drugs. When I said, that's not me, you know, that's not what I do, you know. And it's the same thing with Ringo and this supposed porno movie that he's made, you know.
Paul McCartney, 1989.
Well, you know, in retrospect, I don't think it was Ringo.
And Ringo and I have made up on this, you know. We don't argue anymore about it. I don't think it was Ringo. It's just at the time, you know, we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But, you know, with all the residuals and the fact that we're all bloody fucking rich and we've got more money than we'll ever need, Ringo's no longer bitter that I've got more money than him or any of the other Beatles, because I've had the most success as a solo artist and as a songwriter. You know, John Lennon, 1978. Oh, well, of course, Paul would claim that he wrote all the songs that say Lennon McCartney, wouldn't he? Oh, that's what Paul would do. But, you know, that's what Paul always does. He takes credit. He likes to take credit and then claim to be so humble. Oh, I'm so humble. I'm Paul McCartney. I'm so humble. Well, you know whose arsehole I think it was in that porno movie? And I'm not ashamed to tell you. I think it was Paul's. You know what? Because Paul's arsehole's a lot more hairy than you'd think it would be. You know, because Paul's not a hairy man. He's not the hairy man. Liverpudlians tend to not be hairy. Unless they've got different ancestry, you know, that goes back to different parts of Europe and all that. But no, Paul's not a hairy man. But his arsehole is particularly hairy, and I know it because his bathing suit fell off his trunks. One day we were in the Bahamas, we were swimming, his bathing suit, his ball fell out. I saw how hairy it was, and I extrapolated that Paul McCartney's asshole was just as hairy, and that asshole was obviously freshly shorn. So if you want to know whose asshole it was, I'd say it was Paul's. Ringo Starr, 1981.
You know, John, God rest his soul, he just died last year. He'd made the claim that it was Paul's asshole in that porno film. Maybe it wasn't any of our assholes, but if it was anyone's, it was Paul's, is all I'm saying, because Paul is a lot hairier in the nether regions than you'd be aware of by looking at him, is all I'm saying.
George Martin, 1995. Oh, what you mean about that film? Well, when it first came out, you know, I asked him point blank. I said, Ringo, have you made a gay porn? Ringo just said, no way, I would not do it. And I said, Paul, did you make a gay porn? Yeah, I asked him in series, each one of the Beatles. It was 1969, we were just finishing up Abbey Road. I said, have any of you guys lent your assholes to making a gay porn? And they all denied it. And I said, then I believe you, because you've never lied to me to this point, and I don't think you're going to start today. And I know that you're aware that if you were lying to me, and if it was one of your assholes, that I could have it pulled from the market and all copies destroyed. And all of those who've seen it, I could have their eyes ripped out and fed to their dogs. And if they didn't have dogs, I could supply them with dogs just so they could eat their eyes. You know, and they knew that. So, in my opinion, you know, the Beatles made great music, but they never made any great or any sort of gay porn, or any porn at all.